Don't know another.
Yeah, exactly. Uhada, nada. I can never take it slow. Got that fire roar. Wheels of fury tear the track. Hear that engine soar. Lean back, shifting gears, push it to the core. Killer Kyle on my tail. Feel the tension roar. Ain't no rules in this game. Every breath I fight. Pound the pedal, scream for speed through the endless night.
Wheels of fury, Chicago, we will ride by the rest of this day.
Matt here, this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. And it's that time again, another TNA pay-per-view. Feel like we just got off of one, but
Well, we did just not that long ago.
final resolution.
Yes, we just came off of turning point. Now we got final resolution. And yeah, we're trucking right along here. Of course, last weekend just had tagline. And yeah,
It's gonna be a good show, I say that all the time, but I mean, yeah, I think these matches are gonna be interesting. There's actually one that I am looking forward to talking about because there's two different styles. I think that match is happening, not sure, but I'll see when we get to it.
right.
But anyways, yeah, no time like the present, let's get it on.
Wheels of fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left, breaking chains.
Start things off with Leon Slater versus JDC.
Yeah. You know, I think having Johnny Curtis as an interesting wrestler for damn near a decade now,
Yeah.
it's like, he's unique, and I think you look at a guy that hasn't really had a title in WWE. Well, wait, no. He didn't have a title in WWE, I don't think he did.
Didn't him and Breeze
Yeah.
hold the NXT?
Oh, SmackDown.
Oh, SmackDown? Okay.
So, yeah, okay, there it is.
So, I mean, yeah, once.
That should be pretty cool if Matt came over to TNA. Anyways, yeah, this is a good match. I think it's Leon Slater is another one that I forget about most of the time
Yeah.
because, and it's not because he's a terrible wrestler. It's just I haven't seen him in too much.
I think he's probably doing a lot of work on Explosion more than likely.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, we may see him the odd time on a pay-per-view, or the odd time on an episode of Impact, but I don't know how often he wrestles in TNA, but I'm sure he does a lot, like, has had a lot of matches, probably on Explosion,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I was just gonna say, with the merger with TNA and NXT, do you think Johnny could come back to NXT at some point?
I mean, possibly.
I mean, that would be cool, but yeah, we'll see. So this match, I'm gonna give it to Johnny Curtis, actually.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you know more than likely Johnny's not going to be alone. He's going to have
Oh,
the
yeah.
other members of the system with him.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I think that he's gonna win as well. And nothing to take away from Slater, it's just, you know.
Wheels of fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left, breaking chains.
On the pre-show, we have Frankie Kazarian versus Jonathan Gresham
The Octopus.
versus the Heavy Metal Rebel.
Hell yeah.
had Jonathan Gresham tap into like a darker side
Yeah.
and become like a completely different character. You know, he's wearing like a mask and whatever. It was like he was more deranged, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah.
But then when Scott Moore left, they nexted that whole thing.
Which is unfortunate. I think it was a new character for him.
Yeah.
It was borderline, like, Japanese style, you know,
Yeah.
Great Buddha
Yeah.
type thing. But also when you think about it, Octopuses or Octopi, whatever the fuck the plural was, shoot ink.
Yeah.
Assholes, so.
I
That
believe-
was a weird sentence. But anyways, yeah, I mean, he's also a very good technician.
Yes.
We've seen him in a lot of pure title matches. We've seen him. I think he was a tag team wrestler.
I believe so, yeah.
And I mean, yeah, we all know Frankie as a veteran in TNA,
Yes.
multiple time champion. So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting match. I don't really know who's gonna win. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like both of them, you know, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, with Frankie having the Collier Shot Gauntlet trophy, no.
Yes.
He, like, however this match goes, I mean, it's not really gonna impede on Frankie that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, right now, it's like they're just having Frankie have matches. Not really in any consistent feuds, but just having him in matches up until, you know, it's like, okay, it's time for you to, you know, use, you know, call your shot, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I mean, where they would go with Jonathan after this, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about NXT, and I know that he's never been in WWE before. It would be interesting to see Jonathan Gresham versus Lexus King,
Yeah?
or Sean Spears, or there's a lot, honestly.
Jonathan Gresham versus John Evans.
Exactly, yeah, for
That'd be a
sure.
good match.
So, I mean, we'll see. This is going to be a good match, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think when you get two different styles, the possibilities are endless.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Next, we will go.
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains. Yes.
Knockouts World Championship. Masha Slamovich defending the title against Tasha Steelz.
yeah. Badass Boricua.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think Masha has really held on to the title very well. And it's going to be interesting to see if Tasha can get that experience again, that glory.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, her and Tara Hogan held the Knockouts tag titles. And, like, Tasha did hold the Knockouts World Championship. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if in time she gets the world title back. I don't see Masha losing, though.
No, and that's the thing. I think she's held on to the title great and everything. I just don't see, Tasha Steelz isn't going to win.
No, I mean, it'd be a hell of a match. I just don't see Tasha winning. Anyway.
If Savannah Evans gets involved, that could also be a different story.
I don't think Tasha and Savannah are, you know, a team anymore, let's say.
Oh,
I think Savannah's on her own.
oh okay.
Well, I mean, I think she was with Giselle Shaw and the Entourage.
yeah.
But, of course, Giselle is no longer in TNA.
Right,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Well,
We'll see what comes of Savannah in the future.
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains. Yes.
Match to determine the #1 contender to the TNA World Championship at Genesis.
Yeah.
Which is next year. We've got Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana versus Steve Macklin versus Joe Hendry.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, Josh Alexander, and Joe Hendry. What a foursome that is.
Yeah. But I mean, when you think about it too, and we talked about it, Frankie has the call your shot thing.
Yeah.
So he can take the title at any time himself.
Of course you can.
But, so I mean, in this case, I mean, you got some really good competitors here.
Oh, yeah.
Joe has been on a roll as of late. Josh Alexander, I could definitely see win the match, although who knows
Yeah.
what he's going to be next year because, as we all know, in February his contract is up.
Yes.
So, who knows where he'll be. And Steve Macklin, I mean, it's about goddamn time to give him the title. So I could easily see him win.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna say Steve.
I think I'll go Macklin, too, only because, like, with Josh's contract coming up in a couple months, it'd be too short of a reign.
Yeah.
I don't really see Joe Hendry get the title. I mean, we'll see at some point if he does. Mike Santana,
Alright.
you know, got to build him up a little more, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I think that they need to work on him getting, let's say, the X Division title.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have these guys can go to NXT and vice versa. What's not to say we can see Mike Santana go over to NXT at some point.
True.
You could have Josh Alexander do the same thing.
Yeah.
Reunite with Ethan Page. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can't believe I glanced over Santana.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna either pick Macklin or Santana.
I'll stick with just Macklin.
Okay.
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains. Yes.
This match that seemingly came from, well, I mean, I guess it's go back to when these two kind of ended up in a rivalry, although it stemmed from a different match. And so I guess we're circling back to it. We're gonna have Jordan Grace take on Rosemary.
Oh. Yeah.
That was just a few months ago. Had Jordan Grace, I guess Wendy Chu,
Yes.
when Jordan was still the Knockouts champion. Then of course you had that tag match with Rosemary and Wendy against Jordan and I think Masha. And then of course you had Rosemary turn on Wendy after the match. And
Yeah.
then Wendy Chu had a match for the Women's North American Championship against Claudia Jordan, lost that. Then, the next week had a match for the Knockouts Championship, lost that. And then, her and Rosemary split up. Wendy had a casket match against Tatum Paxley, lost that. So who knows when we're going to see Wendy again? And they're basically circling back to that group. But they're kind of coming back to it, but not really. And I mean, when Rosemary had that match on the pre-show for Turning Point against. She was doing a backstage promo, and she was like, you know, I want to shine at the world title again. She was in the entranceway watching Jordan and Masha. So like, we got now Jordan taking on Rosemary. So I mean, it's very kerfuffled.
Yeah, I'm gonna be biased and say Rosemary. I know I've been throwing Jordan under the bus for a year now, whatever, but I think it's due time for Rosemary to get another shot at the Knockouts title. And, you know, what better way to start than to take out Jordan Grace?
It really seems to me like they're giving Rosemary a chance at a singles run, because for the longest time she was part of like a tag team or a group, whatever. I mean, we look at, you know, DK, whether it was Rosemary, Crazy Steve, and Abyss, or Rosemary and Crazy Steve and Black Taurus, and then, you know, her and Havoc, they were Decay, and then they were like these 80s hipster girls, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, they reverted back to Decay, and haven't seen Havoc in a while. But like, it's like they're just gonna have Rosemary on a singles run, and see where it goes.
I mean, look, I think we're a very talented wrestler, and I think she just needs that push again. You look at her coming into the business in 2016 from Smash Wrestling,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, you go from decay to being one of the best singles female wrestlers, if you will. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, a win from Jordan, like, that would be epic.
Yeah.
If you look at the fact that Jordan's been on a steamroll for a year, taking out a lot of the female competition, and
Oh yeah. That run as Knockout champion was incredible.
being the first TNA wrestler to not step foot in WWE, and just to get that chance to be in the Royal Rumble,
Oh yeah.
it was like, that was so fucking cool. And then to go to NXT and to have matches there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can basically say she was the first one to open the forbidden door, if you will.
No.
Okay.
Mickey James.
Yeah, but Mickey James has also been in WWE before.
Would you think Jordan would have, like, do you think they even would have done this whole, you know, partnership with TNA and WWE and NXT if it wasn't for Mickey?
And that's true as well, because she did come in at the Royal Rumble to Hardcore Country with the Knockouts title. So yeah, basically Kyle's right.
Like, she was the first person to go from TNA to WWE that already had been in WWE previously. But I mean, like, you know, say she's the one that opened the forbidden door. I mean, after Jordan, you had, you know, Wendy Chu, Rosemary, Ash by Elegance one time,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So, like, Jordan was the one that, like, not really started it, but, like, got the ball rolling
Yeah,
with that
I agree.
partnership.
And I mean, you look at everything that she's done prior to WWE.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, TNA. she was in other stuff. And then, yeah, 2006, she had that thing with Stratus. And then to come back,
Right.
a couple years later, a decade later, rather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I can definitely call her the one that basically started it all for WWE.
Now, I mean, with Mickey's performance and the Rumble, was that the catalyst to go, hey, let's do a partnership with TNA and, you know, even like if just NXT and like, would they have done that with Vince still in charge, or
Nope. I doubt it. Because when Mickey came in at the Rumble, yeah, she had the Knockouts title, but TNA was never mentioned. She was the Knockouts champion, which we all know that she was in TNA, but it was also, well, actually, we did say Impact.
yeah,
So, yeah, okay. Would that be possible with that rotting piece of flesh still in the business? Hell no. And if it was, then it would be treated differently, in my opinion. I think with Triple H being in charge now, a lot of good has happened.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did you have TNA merge with NXT, you've had AJ Styles, you've had Io Shirai do matches in Japan. You had that match with Shinsuke Nakamura and the Great Muta last year.
yeah,
So, it's... WWE is now officially a pro wrestling company and not just sports entertainment. They were pigeonholed for a long time as just sports entertainment, in my opinion. We called it professional wrestling, but Vince wanted to take it to a different level.
yeah,
So, I believe we're back to the way it should be. I think to the way it was before his dad passed away.
yeah.
So,
So we're just back on track.
yeah, a wee bit of a tangent later. But anyways, we picked the winner.
You're taking Rosemary?
Yes.
I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna do with Rosemary. I mean, okay, she made it very clear that she wants a shot at the Knockouts Championship. Okay, let's build her there and get her there. I mean, can Jordan, you know, defeat Rosemary? Absolutely. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if she does win, just because you look at Jordan's physique
Oh yeah,
and what she can do in the ring.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a wait and see.
Oh yeah.
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains, get down.
Let me see this stipulation. So we have a tables match for the take team titles. The Hardys versus the System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards.
Yep.
That's interesting. I mean, the Hardys are more or less ladder take team specialists,
Yeah, you can see that.
but yeah. I don't know. I have a hard time with wanting the System back in the title picture
Yeah,
as of right now, so I'm just gonna go with the Hardy Boys.
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this is gonna turn out, though.
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains, get
Championship. Got Moose taking on Kushida.
That's the match I was thinking about. You know, we talk about the Octopus and the Heavy Metal Rebel two different styles. You've got Kushida and Moose. And I mean, Moose has been wrecking people left and right for the past couple years. He was the TNA champion. He was the X Division champion. You know, you look at Ring of Honor days. Moose is one of those guys that could go through anything. And if it so happens, he could go to NXT. Could you fucking imagine Oba Femi versus Moose?
That was talked about.
And it should still happen. It really should. Kushida, we all know the history with him.
Yeah.
We all know that he had a failed attempt in NXT. He had the old college try, if you will, with Kilimanjaro or whatever his name was. You have his legendary status in New Japan. So, oh yeah, the Time Splitters as well.
Yes.
I honestly want to see Kushida go over, but I could easily see Moose giving him as many spears as he can.
Yeah, like, Moose seemingly, since winning the X Division Championship, like, when he took the X Division Championship from Mike Bailey, like that, he showed a more aggressive side. And it's like, if he keeps this up, he's going to be an unstoppable champion.
Not to mention the fact that you've got the system in Moose's corner.
Of course.
I mean, we all know how much of a pain in the ass Alicia is.
Oh, God.
So, I just don't see Kushida win, and I really want to, but
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
yeah, it's only a wait and see. But I think Moose is obviously Moose will take it.
More than
Wheels of Fury, rolling fast to the city. Nothing left. Breaking chains. Gets
The TNA Championship, we've got Nick Nemeth versus
AJ Francis.
yes sir, yes sir. Talk about two failed. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Nick Nemeth actually had a really good career
Yeah.
in WWE. AJ Francis, unfortunately, is a different story. How do you take a guy that has been in all those A&E Most Wanted Treasure shows, going to NXT, and then they fuck him over as soon as they go to SmackDown?
Yeah, like, you have a former pro football player that wanted to be a wrestler. He, yes, was hosting, well, I guess he's hosting, and he's most wanted, most wanted treasures. You would go around with, whoever and go to so-and-so's house and be like, hey, we're looking for XYZ. Then I'm sure as he was doing that, he was also training at the Performance Center. Then, you have that role become a thing. They're in NXT. They did a fairly good job in NXT. Swerve gets let go. He goes over to AEW, crushing it in AEW. Then eventually all three of them the rest of the group gets fired. A little bit later, bring back AJ and B-Fab and Asante, put them on SmackDown and fucking shut the bed with them. Now, I mean, you have B-Fab with Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, but he's over in AEW now. But yeah, he's got B-Fab with Street Profits. Asante, he's in NXT.
He's with Cedric Alexander.
We're gonna see where that goes.
Yeah.
And then, AJ's in TNA. Hey, that goes together, AJ, TNA.
What do you say?
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Look, Nick Nemeth, if he wins, he would have held the TNA title for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at somebody that has had a very good career in WWE,
Yes.
you look at a Grand Slam champion, I think that he shouldn't have anything bad to say about being in that company.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
But at the same time, it's like, here's a guy that as soon as he went to TNA, he gets a shot at the title and he wins.
And the interesting thing about it is, like, at first we thought or I don't know about you, but I thought he was going to sign with New Japan.
Yeah, and I think he was
Because, like, he appeared at Wrestle Dream with his brother. Him and David's family had got into a bit of a feud.
Yeah.
Nick won the IWGP, was it Global Championship?
Yes. I think it was.
And then David's family won it back. And then, lo and behold, Nick's showing up on TNA, screwing Moose over, and bang, bang, boom, Bob Drunko.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you know what? As good as he is, I think AJ Francis definitely should get the title at some point. And why not Friday? Like,
I suppose.
the thing is that if he doesn't get it now, let Nick Nemeth win. Let him win the title for a year. They have to have a rematch at some point.
Yeah.
If you want to take AJ Francis seriously, then you have to make him a badass motherfucker. A badass monster heel. Term monster. You look at the size, you look at the frame, you look at the guy destroying everybody in his path. The guy, no pun intended, is money.
Yeah. I honestly think AJ Francis could be the next Moose.
Yeah.
Just, they got him with this honestly stupid gimmick.
Yeah, I know. Give him another couple years. That could easily happen. In fact, hell, we might even see a match between those two.
Because, like, they got the whole thing where it's like, oh, I've got all this money, I'm better than you. I fly first class, I ride in limos, I have a big mansion, I have a yacht, I have XYZ. And it's like, that's been done before.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when they had him and Rich Swann together, it's like, okay, that's interesting. Which Rich Swann is a heel. There was the whole situation that happened with Swann. And they see Navarro in that spot. But I mean, like, at the time AJ's been in TNA, what have they done with him? Like, he's had matches and good matches, but like, meh.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something with him. What was it I used to say? Oh yeah, shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Because AJ is that talented. And if you waste it, that's on you. He can fuck off to New Japan. He could go to Mexico. He could go anywhere. The fact that he's been in TNA now for a year as well, like, do something with him.
Yeah.
But, shit, this is tough. Because I want to say AJ, but at the same time, I want to see Nick Nemeth as a champion for the full year.
You know damn well Casey Navarro is more than likely going to be ringside with Francis. And they also know damn well we're more than likely going to see another clothesline from, well, nah, I can't call it that anymore. We're going to see John Layfield get involved again.
A lariat.
Yeah. Can't call it a clothesline from hell anymore because it's just a fucking short arm clothesline.
And by the way, there's another WWE guy you brought in. To do what? Like, John Layfield was one of those guys that had a stellar career in WWE. He had some good matches in Japan. Now he's in TNA, and he's doing what? Coming out to the ring and clotheslining people and leaving? Now, I'm sure he's had some interactions with Nick Nemeth, but basically he's not doing too much.
And I really don't think, I mean, it's possible, but I haven't really heard anything about it, but I don't believe he's under a TNA contract.
And that sucks. That really sucks. Because, no, I'm not even gonna go there. It's not a Penta situation.
Well, to be quite honest, if John was to sign with TNA, in my opinion, it would be more than likely as probably a producer role.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Or maybe to mentor Nemeth, but like, I mean, John's done a pair, no, since Nick's been, well, you say John's the reason why Nick is world champion to begin with, and John is the reason why basically Nick's been, world champion this whole time, but like, John's made appearances, I think GCW, he's made, several independent appearances. He's just, like, I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, like, to right the wrongs of, like, pro wrestling business, or I don't fucking know.
I mean, yes, I understand he has a reputation of being a backstage bully. So whether he's trying to make amends for that, and I know that he has with fucking Blake Meany and Stephen Richards and all those guys. I don't know if that's the reason or not. If you really want to do something with Nick Nemeth, make him a heel.
I suppose, yeah.
If you could do that, then you could make JBL his manager.
Yeah.
But just to have him coming out and clotheslining people and walking away, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But this is gonna be a good show anyways.
Yes, sir.
I mean, again, with this past year, it's like, I said that a million times already, but I just feel like we did Hard to Kill.
I know.
Fuck.
And this is probably going to be very hard to believe. Once we get this weekend out of the way, 2 weeks left in December.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we still have a lot to get through.
Well, I mean, yeah, next Friday we have Final Battle, and then, of course, after that, on the 29th, we have World's End.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And then our New Year's Eve Wheels of Fury special.
right?
But until then, I mean, Matt, this is Killer Connell. We will talk to you later. Money, 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 money.
The wheels of fury, they spin, they roar. Never halting. The end's now calling.